this came about whilst I was doing maritime security operations on ship in the Indian Ocean, where you've got limited space. And I was lucky enough at the start to have ex-military British guys in my team. And more often than not, one of them would either have some Olympic rings with the straps in their bag or a TRX or something similar. And I really started getting into using them. And there was one time where I got caught out because the structure changed, and we ended up having local nationals in part of our team. So I would have like Indian Gurkhas or Pakistani Navy or ex-Navy from Pakistan. So they made up the team, but I didn't think they're probably not going to have a TRX or Olympic rings in their bags. So I was really getting into it, and I thought, right, I don't want to miss out. I should have bought one myself, but anyway, I just looked around the ship, found an old piece of rope, found some bits of plastic to use as handles, and just made my own suspension trainer. Because let's face it, a TRX is effectively just a strap with plastic handles on. So I thought to myself, that's all I want to do, because I want to continue my suspended dips. Because if you know about going to the gym, and you've got the dip bars, or if you use a chair and do dips, they can be quite hard, but once you get used to them, it's a good exercise for your tries, and you can sort of build up to being able to do quite a lot of dips quite quickly. So you build yourself up. If you're quite good at dips, and then you try doing them, say on Olympic rings, or you can't really do them on TRX, but if you do suspended dips, it's a completely different ball game altogether. So I thought, that's going to help get over a plateau and build more muscle, more strength. So I really wanted to carry on getting into it. Puts these plastic handles on a bit of rope, and I thought, if I hang it up and make it like a TRX, you're going to hunch up as you try and do a dip because it's at a fixed point. So I made two separate ones, one bit of rope hanging down with a plastic handle on, and then a separate bit of rope with a plastic handle on. So then I could use them like Olympic rings. And that's where the idea started, coming to life, and where it was born almost. Now, how this came about with the two separate straps with the multiple handles on is the rope that I was using with the plastic handle, the rope carried on going down to the ground. So as I was finishing my exercises, doing the dips, sort of mid-height exercises, I thought, well, if I just tie a knot in the bottom of the ropes, I can then jump down and start doing suspended press-ups. So then it's almost like I'm getting a fuller workout.
It's more like a circuit.
More of a circuit. And that's where the idea was born. And it eventually evolved into something that we've got patented, because the handles aren't fixed like they were on that old rope version. They actually move up and down on the strap, and they self-lock. As soon as you put pressure on them, they self-lock. You press the button to move them downwards, and you can position them instantly wherever you want on the strap. Get it set up. The full version has got 3 handles on each side, and so you can position the low ones for whatever height you want for press-ups, the middle ones for whatever mid-exercise, and the top ones for pull-ups, leg raises, whatever it is you want to do. So you can effectively set it up how you want and do a full circuit training on it without having to touch or adjust any of the anchor points.
So at the minute, you're referring to this as SF1?
The SF1, yeah.
SF1. So I can say from personal experience, you very kindly gave me a set of this.
Yeah.
And I've always loved suspension training, so outside of even talking about this now, I can personally vouch for the fact that some of the things that I was always frustrated by suspension trainers, one is that stereotypically a TRX will have a singular anchor point.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that, because if you are trying to do, say, for example, a press-up, you've got the straps rubbing across your body. Yeah. It's not representing the width of your body. It would change depending on everybody. So that's the first thing I've always liked. Was that years ago, I used to use a suspension trainer, I think we said Body for Life or something similar, long gone.
Okay.
Where it was 2 separate points. So that was the first thing I thought, that was great. But I could only ever find that in this one model. The next thing is, if you're using it intentionally, if you're using this, for example, to add muscle, it's important to know how many reps you've done of something, but at the same time, it's important to know the angle that you're at and the positions of your hands. And of course, that's perfect. You've actually marked the fabric with numbers. So if you're that way inclined, if you've got your notebook or your working log, you can write in there exactly where the handles were. The handle placement now can be tracked with every every handle on each set, which I think is fantastic. The fact that this locks into place, does not budge. There's no movement at all in that when you hang off of this thing.
Yeah.
And the fact that you've got multiple handles, I'm genuinely excited about this, and you're not getting mine back. I don't care what history you've got. You'll have to do a lot to try and get my set off me again. I cannot emphasise how effective these are, and I'm so glad that you're in a position now to go loud about this, to show the world about SF1, because this is the new generation of suspension training. And I'm not overselling this for you, because this truly is what should have been done 10 years ago with suspension training, and I think it covers those bases that, the separate anchor points, the fact that you can track your progress, the fact that you can move the handles up and use the same set. I've been using it in circulating between 4 or 5 exercises per circuit. I don't have to do anything else other than move the handles, which takes mere seconds. It's absolutely fantastic. So
there's so much more exciting things to come out from this, because we're already on the innovating track, if you like, because we don't want to stall after we launch. The Mark II is already on the drawing board, which would I say Mark II, but we've got a product range already in mind. The customization of this as well, and the ability to be able to change it. You can condense this down to just having 2 handles on each side, or just 1 handle. So it even can sort of compete with just in a TRX fashion, and it can be as light and as mobile as a TRX if you so choose it to be. But similarly, if you've got it hung up on in the gym, or a pull-up bar that you've got at home, you can have the full allocation of all 3 handles, where you can do full circuit training without having to touch it. But it will still condense down to a lighter version. The handles, you can just slip straight off the bottom. There is even, without saying too much, won't be involved in the first batches that get sold. It's still slightly in development, but we've got an attachment that will go with this that turns each side into its own trainer, and it almost turns it into exactly like what you get from a TRX, a single fixed point trainer. So you could buy one product, and if you wanted to train with a partner, then you put it into that mode with the attachment that will come with it, and it turns one trainer into 2 trainers.
I think it's amazing, and I'm genuine. Look, I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for this journey ahead of you, because I can see this being a great success. If people now, I appreciate it, so we're on an early launch status, so to speak. This is fully developed. This is ready to go.
Yes.
In the short term, it's going to be something that will be available. So, just in closing, because I know we've got to close this off, but we'll make another video. Where could somebody find this in the future? So
the website is still having the finishing touches put on it. The social pages will be up and running, or are up and running. Sorry. So SF1 Strength is where you'll find us.
Okay. So people search for SF1 Strength on social media. They should be able to hunt you out.
Exactly. We'll have all the links on there. You can get further information, and that will be the starting point to find out what we've got going on.